obviously the team's gotten off to a good start with 197s in the first 3 meets, but what has the team kind of learned about adversity through these first 3 meets, like when things haven't gone right?
I mean, I think that this whole preseason and just beginning of season, we've been talking about our depth and how much depth that we had. And I think this past weekend against Arkansas, we really were able to test that. I mean, we got a lot of new faces in competing, Chloe being one of them on the floor. That floor lineup had 3 new faces from what we've been doing previously this season. So that was really cool. And we still came out with our biggest score of the season so far. So I think it just shows how much we have each other's back, how much any person is able to stand up and step out onto the competition floor. It really just, it shows the work that we've been doing. So.
For both of you guys, it'll be the first SEC road environment. How different is that competing in a different place, in a different gym?
I mean, I've yet to experience it, but I'm super excited about it. Competing at home is one thing, but having to go to another SEC school is just so big and just such an exciting opportunity.
Yeah, Florida's one of my favorite places to go to. I'm from Florida, so I grew up going to all the meets in the O-Dome, so it's kind of a full circle moment just being back down there and being on the floor this time and just kind of taking it all in and having a lot of my family there and everything, so that's really cool. The environment there is also really electric. The fans really get into it, so we kind of just try to imagine it as us in Coleman and use it to our advantage.
Chloe, what's prepared you to come in right away as a freshman and be able to compete in these lineups and score high so early on?
What's prepared me is just the mindset of it. I came in knowing that I wanted to be a part of something special, so I worked hard for that. And when I got here, I just relied on the advice from upperclassmen and just using every opportunity as a learning opportunity. And throughout preseason, that's what I focused on, and I think that's been shown as I've moved on to competing.
I mean, I can talk about Chloe all day if we want to. I mean, she came in and we all knew how much talent she was going to have, but the one thing that she needed to work on was just like her mental competing. And so I think it was like one of your first days here, you were like, how do you compete beam? Yeah. And I remember just talking to her and she was just so open to figuring out what would be her edge to find and how to just strengthen her mental game. So that was really cool just seeing her from like her first day here doing that and then working through that all preseason and now it paying off as we're in season.
Yeah, a lot of help.
Chloe, you just mentioned advice from upperclassmen. What's the best piece of advice you might have gotten so far?
Oh, there's so much. I don't know. I think it's just like Ella said, finding your edge, but then also just trusting in your training and trusting in being you. I think before floor, I think was it you that told me that was like, just be you. You're enough, and that piece of advice, just stepping up to the equipment and knowing that you are enough, and not trying to be someone else, is big in that.
Any other questions? Any closing comments you want to add?
Super excited.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.